I am live. Oh, this is funny. Okay, I'm just gonna see how it goes. You can see if you'd like. Okay, well. Alright, anyway. This is the first time I'm going live, and I actually really don't hope anybody joins. But, doing a frozen soup pack today. So I've got my veggies laid out. It's probably going to be a vegetarian style oh, not going my day, man. Oh. What the heck? All right. Oh my God, there are people here. This is crazy. All right. Let's find the herbs. What do we need? Red dates. Okay, so today we're going green radish, white radish, probably carrots. The soup base is going to be red dates. I'm thinking about making, with this portion, probably about 4 soup packs. See, I just make it up as I go along. And then even with the herbal base, so if I'm gonna do 4 soup packs, then I'm looking about probably around 3 to 4 red dates per pack. So just counting this out. So what I like to do is, like, when I make the soup packs, I actually just count out the exact herb amount. And then afterward, what happens is when I'm packing, I know it's exact, right? And so do all the work up front, calculate everything. So just let me count out the red dates. 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. The other thing I'm gonna add is probably longanize to this, and then I'll feed the fridge. Longanize. So I'm gonna count out the longanize as well. So if I'm making 4 soup packs, I'm probably gonna put about 5 to 6 longanize per soup pack. And so let's just count it out as for my 4 packs. And I like to lay them out like on my board so that I can actually see what I'm doing. And of course for the photos. That's the fun part, right? So I actually am quite slow at doing this because I'm very strategic about how I'm laying this stuff out. All right, great, so that's done. The thing I'm actually gonna add is, because it's spring and it's a bit wet and there's rain coming, and it's a vegetarian-based soup, is barley. So that is something else to consider. Like, barley is a great ingredient if it's moist. It's a great diuretic, helps dispel water, helps you urinate, just get rid of the water and the dampness from the body. So wait for me, I'm gonna get my barley. Because I know my barley is up here somewhere amongst my load of stuff. Oh, here they are. All right, this works. All right, so these little barley seeds, this white seeds, you could buy them in your Asian supermarket. So again, for this, it's probably gonna just be like a teaspoonful per soup pack. So, all right, so I've got all my ingredients out, which is great. It's actually quite simple. Green radish, carrots, white radish. So a little bit cooling in this. But then what I'm gonna do is probably add tangerine peel. So I'm just thinking about this. So the tangerine peel is actually gonna neutralize some of the cooling. It's gonna also help dispel any liquids in the lungs, on top of the barley, which, great combination. So wait while I get my tangerine peel. Yeah, I know, I should have prepared a little bit better. And, oh, here, no. Oh, here they are. All right, so my tangerine peels are like this. Basically, they come quite large. So if I'm gonna use it for 1 soup pack, which is about this size, I'm thinking probably half a peel. Let's see, I'll show you the size I'm gonna use. If you're gonna use it in a soup, that's about maybe serving a family of 3 to 4 people. I don't like it too bitter, and so they're scrunched up like this. And so what I'll do is probably break it off in half. And I'll probably use this amount for a family of 3 to 4. Again, normally Chinese people actually put the whole thing in, but I'm just gonna drop it in like this. All right, so got my barley. All right, so we're ready to go. Put everything on a plate. I'm sorry, I'm really super nervous because this is the first time I'm doing a live and I'm super slow. So if you watch me cut, I'm really slow at peeling and really slow at chopping. Anyway, but if you want to hang around, you can and watch me chop stuff. If you don't want to, you can chop as well. And I'll show you the final product when I'm done. So this is actually what I'm making today is a vegetarian frozen soup pack. I'm not cooking it today. I'm making this really for friends. And so anyway, for those just joining, it's going to be green radish, white radish, carrots, and then a sample of warmer herbs to balance it out, but also herbs that will help with spring. So it's actually really to help get rid of dampness in the body as well. So anyway, so if you want to stick around and watch me peel and chop, I'm super slow. So you can come back if you'd like and see how I'm progressing as I'm packing the soups. And I'm still struggling to take this thing apart because I don't know what to, oh, there we go. All right. Okay, and for those that are wondering how I'm gonna do this, for the thicker vegetables like a radish, go with the cleaver. And the reason is because the cleaver will give you force, right? And that you're not using like a smaller blade. So I tend to use the cleaver for a lot of my vegetables. Anyway, all right, so let's start. I'm gonna wash. There. Okay, so just a tip for those who are actually working with green radish or white radish, what you should do is peel deeper. And the reason is because the skin is quite thick, and if you just even peel it once like this and you eat the green radish, you're gonna taste it. It's gonna be quite thick on the edge. So what I usually do is I do peel it a little bit thicker until you actually see the pale white. And that's just the nature of the veggie, the root. In that the skin is quite thick. This applies to both the white radish and the green radish, actually all radishes. And I don't like eating that like thicker part. You can really taste it. It's not comfortable, especially when they soften. It just doesn't soften. So that's just another tip for those who are using radish as an ingredient for your soups. All right. Just bear with me as I peel and chop my veggies. So today I'm making, maybe I'm thinking 4 to 5 soup packs depending on the vegetables, right? See, so my recipes actually don't have any fixed amount. I just kind of like play with it, go with volume, go with taste. And then I will post it and say, oh, here's how it works. So you could almost call it like recipe development in a way. All right, so there we go. And into my compost. All right, so I have peeled it pretty thick, so you can see like almost to the point where you can see the white. So it's almost like 3 layers of peeling for the green radishes. And for people who like eating the green radish, it's actually a really good, good veggie to eat. And if the skin's there, it's quite thick. You'll taste it on the edge, and it's kind of not the same consistency as the inside. All right, see? With a cleaver, just chop. So easy. Let's finish this. All right, so for soup packs, I'll try to make them about this size, maybe even smaller. If you're putting it in a rice cooker, you'll want the pieces smaller so that they actually cook quicker. The rice cooker takes about an hour to cook. And so an hour is pretty good with something a little bit smaller. I make these smaller. Like that, right? So that's a little bit better. All right. So with the cleaver, you'll notice I have no shame about chopping this up quite hard. they don't need to be perfect. I mean, as long as they're thin enough and small enough, it'll do just fine. And so with the cleaver, I mean, there's yes, get quite violent with this thing. All right, the second one. Again, hi for all those just joining. This is my first live. I really have no idea what I'm doing other than preparing a soup pack that I did promise some friends. It's a vegetarian soup pack. So no meats, going with all root vegetables, some warmer herbs to balance off the coolness of the green radish and the white radish. I might not put that much white radish in because white radish is a little more bitter. Right, this is the white radish. It's a little more bitter, well, same with the green one. So I'll just figure it out as I go along on how much there is. And so for those who are working with green radish, peel it deeper, like not just once, you want to go 3 times, almost to the point where you see the white flesh, because the skin on the radishes are quite thick and not pleasant to eat. It's just really hard to chew. So I like peeling it thicker. All right, here we go. Actually, this is kind of fun. The only thing with doing a live is that you always have to constantly think of what to say, right? I guess you could watch me just peel and chop, but I almost find like having a narrative is actually quite fun because you kind of can hear what's going on in my head. In a way, I'm still nervous, to be honest with you. This is my first live. It's just for fun. I was like thinking this morning, oh, you know what? Wouldn't it be fun to just go live and just try it? Given the timing, right? Like, I know people in North America might be working, but I know a lot of the Asians are actually up, right? And so that's kind of the interesting thing about working across the globe. All right, so ready? Yeah, I have no shame with the cleaver. So don't be afraid to use force. It's much faster. Get your fingers out of the way though. All right. Oh, what a workout. I am actually working up a sweat here. This is good. I actually really appreciate. All right, great. So next thing we're gonna do, let me rinse this real quick. Although you don't need to, because at the end you're still working with veggies. All right, we're gonna work on the white radish. The white radish is actually a very cooling ingredient. So that's where I'm thinking I probably might not put so much because I want this not to be that cool of a soup. I will add in more warming herbs just to balance it off. All right, so same thing with the white radish, with the green radishes. What you want to do is peel deep. Like 1 layer is not enough. That's 1 layer. It's really not enough. I'd say probably peel it 3 times until you actually see like more of the white flesh, which is ironic because the thing is it's already white. Anyway, peel it deeper because it is quite thick as a skin, and if you eat it, and I tend to like eating my roots as part of the vegetable, as part of the soup, you'll feel that it's like, in Cantonese we say it's like yin yang yang, as in it's, you'll taste the skin and you'll feel it, and it's not pleasant because you want a softer consistency once it does soften in the soup. Okay, all right. Bear with me as I peel this thing. This is a giant white radish. I should have gotten a smaller one in hindsight. Maybe I'll use it for dinner tonight, the rest that I cannot finish. But I do like white radish. Very cooling ingredient, great for summer, great for removing heat, removing the hot toxins out of your body, especially if you really want to cool it down. However, for this one, I don't want this soup to be too overcooling, which is why I'm really going to balance it a little bit with some of the warmer herbs. And it is vegetarian, so I actually thought about, okay, maybe, you know, I'll put in some dried scallops or dried shrimp, but I still want to keep it vegetarian. Oh, the other thing I actually might put in here is some nuts. I haven't thought about that yet. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like this is part of the soup design process, kind of as I go along. I know I'm going to make a vegetarian soup. So what ultimately ends up in it at the very end is a blend, right? And it really just kind of going with the feel of how I do the soup design right now, but it is intentionally for spring, which is why I've got the barley. It's going to help remove some of the dampness, and the tangerine peels as well, which will help with the lung and warm it up. All right, no fear with the butcher's knife, like that. Same thing as the green radish. You want the sizes to be thinner, smaller, so that when it goes into the soup bag and into a rice cooker or into a small pot, it can cook pretty quickly. So I'm assuming this soup is going to take about an hour to cook. That's the assumption I've made right now for this soup by design, especially if I'm going to use a rice cooker style. It is meant to be a frozen soup pack. That's what we're doing today. So they're going to go into, I'll show you how this is. They're going to go into these little plastic bags later after I've prepared all the ingredients, and I'm going to show you how to pack this at the very end. So it's basically quite simple, and I do have the seal, and so the idea is to seal it and then put it in the freezer so that you can enjoy it any time of the day or evening. And the great thing about this, one second, is that you can actually put this in a rice cooker in the morning, set it, and then go to work, do your business, and then come back. Actually, my kids are able to do this for me. So I'll be like, yo, Vanessa, take out a soup pack, whichever one's there. She'll drop it in, she'll add water to the max line, press cook, and then by evening, you'll have a soup that's ready, and it's amazing. All right. So this is what I meant about treating your soup preparation like a workout. I actually did ride this morning, but this is like strength training. So I am working up a sweat. And again, like I said, right, the cleaver is one of the best tools for preparing these heavier, thicker vegetables. All right, finally, the carrots are the last vegetable. So I'm using 3 types of roots today. 3. Okay, so the carrots, again, you don't have to peel too thinly. I don't try to be perfect with the carrots. I've washed them already. And so essentially, I mean, like, in Canto, it's like, 求其批咗佢就算㗎啦, okay? As in, like, yeah, just peel it as best as you can. Doesn't need to be perfect. The carrots are fine as well in how you chop them. So I'm using 4 carrots today. Again, I'm sorry that I don't have the exact ingredients right now. When I post it, it will be exact. But usually when I make my soups, I kind of like fluff around and figure it out as I go along. And then I'll post it more specifically. But I've done this soup enough to kind of know the balance between which roots and which herbs. This is actually one of our more common soups, the Hong Tang Lo Bat, which is Hong is this one, Tang is this one, Lo Bat, they're all Lo Bats, like in the Cantonese repertoire. So Hong Tang Lo Bat, Tong is actually super common. And there's variations of this. You can see them on the blog. But this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm adding Bat Lo Bat, which is the white radish as well. Because it was in my fridge. And I was like, oh, I have too many white radishes. I should get rid of them. No, in all honesty, it is nice. It works as a combination as well, the white radish. Actually, better in the summer, but still fine in the spring. So anyway, all right, here we go. So no fears with the flavor, right? These ones. So these ones I tend to do smaller at the front, and then when you get to the end and it's getting a bit thicker, you can do them smaller, like this. And these are perfect for soup packs because what happens is they sit nicely right down the edge of the soup packs. On here, I'll show you how I pack it. So I'll usually put in like the thicker green radishes first. If I have meats, the meats will go in first. So the meats will actually really cover the base. And then you work your way up from bigger ingredients to smaller ingredients at the top. And then kind of all the herbs kind of slip in between everywhere else. So let's put this aside and finish prepping the rest of the carrots. And then you can watch me pack. The nut I'm thinking of putting in here, I actually wanted chestnuts, but I don't think I have any right now. Alternatively, you can use peanuts or cashews as well, but I'm just gonna see what's in my pantry. See what I mean about like going on the seat of your pants? It's like, what's in my pantry? Let's use that, right? That's kind of sometimes how I make soups, to be honest with you, as long as I know that the combination works. But this is from experience, really, right? And so I'm gonna rinse this. Okay, I'm gonna see what's in my pantry for the nut. I really do want a chestnut. Chestnut would have been a super addition to this. But in lieu of that, I might use cashews, which are super nice as well, or peanuts, which are fine as well. So you just stay right there while I go check my nut inventory. Oh no, actually it's live, so you can actually come with me. All right, see, all right, my bikes. I rode this morning, so how are my nuts? Where are my nuts? Oh, I do have cashews. Actually, I have salted cashews, unsalted cashews. Sorry, that works. The cashews work. Let's use cashews today. So again, you can use, nuts are a great addition, especially if they're vegetarian, if you want to do a vegetarian soup. So I've got roasted salted chestnuts, which are nice, because then you don't have to add salt to the soup. Or you could use unsalted cashews too, which are roasted. I like the roasted nuts, and I'll tell you why. It's because the roasting creates a nice flavor in soup. So anything roasted, roasted duck, roasted pork, roasted nuts, are all great additions to soups. All right, so we're gonna pack. Bear with me. I need some spoons for the nuts. And, well, I can't forget this. So, I mean, I do this for fun. I'm not selling these soup packs, actually, to be honest with you right now. I thought about it, but went down the route of like formally setting up, going to a kitchen, then you need all these licenses, and I'm like, bah, forget it. I'm going to just do this for fun for now. So I printed all these stickers and I don't know what to do with them, so I'm just going to use them. And I really just do this for friends. All right, so today we're making a Untitled, so it's the red carrots, green radish. I'm gonna throw in some white radish, and then a whole selection of herbs to balance out the coolness of the radishes. So the radishes are cool as a base, just to let you know. Barley's actually a little cooling as well, but the barley's the key ingredient because it's spring and it's supposed to rain tomorrow in Toronto. And so the idea is to really get rid of the dampness. That's what barley's for. Tangerine peels as well. I've got red dates, longanize, dried longanize, red dates. These are the warmer ingredients. Actually, the warmer ingredients are to balance this out. And then the nuts. Because the nuts are roasted, they're a little bit warmer as well. So at the end, the soup might be a little bit more cooling, but it's designed to be a diuretic in that it is really to remove dampness. Okay, so here's how I pack. It's actually quite simple. If I had meats, I would put the meats in first, but I don't. So always I pack at least the biggest ingredients first, right? So shame on me, this is pretty big. So anyway, so I'll just do a selection of green radish. And again, what I'm using, like how I know how much to pack is I'm eyeballing it, to be honest with you. And as soon as, like I'll probably need up to here, and then the top I can seal, and that's what I'm kind of considering as the concept. And so green radish, the white radish is gonna go in. I'm not gonna put too much white radish because they're super cooling and is really designed as more Untitled, right? And then I've got my carrots. So the carrots can kind of sit around. Okay, and because I'm a little bit OCD, I like to stick things right into the corner, right? Like this, just stick them in. So that's why I like some of the smaller carrot bits, so they'll fit, right? And so this is a vegetarian soup. So we just need a dish towel. Just make sure you're using clean hands. All right, so this is about, probably up to here is what I'll pack for a family of 3 to 4 bowls of soup, because as soon as you open it, put it in the, okay, first of all, it has to fit in your rice cooker. If it doesn't, that's not the point, right? So I'm creating this in size and volume so that once you undo it, frozen, it fits in the rice cooker. And then all you need to do is add water, or if you want to add additional ingredients like fresh corn, you can. And then I've counted out about 5 longanises, like this, per soup. And then 4 red dates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 red dates, like 4 half red dates. So that's about 2 red dates. But you can go a little more, maybe 3. I think I might need more red dates. All right, so I've got 3 full red dates in here. I just see OCD sticking it around. So it is really like puzzle building. It's worse with meats. Okay, but anyway. So these are the herbs. And then what I'm going to do is just use a spoon to spoon in like a teaspoon or a teaspoon probably. Teaspoon, maybe a small spoon, like this size of barley, right? And this is the key ingredient. And so again, you can do fried barley or raw barley. They're both fine. I'm doing raw barley today. Looks like this. Okay, just sprinkle it in. Actually, that doesn't seem enough. Let's do another spoon. See, I do make it up as I go along. But I promise you, when I post it, it won't seem that way. I really do know what I'm doing. I lost one. All right, so we're gonna do 2 teaspoons, like this, of the barley. Yeah, that seems about right. And then we're gonna do 1 spoon of the nuts. No, that's not enough. See, that's not enough. You know what I mean about like doing soup design? Like, I kind of just eyeball it. And yeah, some of you might be like, but how do you know how it tastes? Well, quite honestly, it's an art. At the end, you figure it out as you go. All right, so that's what it looks like, right, when you pack it. Actually pretty small, because meats make it a lot thicker in terms of like volume. But if you're doing a vegetarian base, it's actually quite small. Yeah, so that's about it. And then finally, don't forget, actually I'm gonna do 1 more spoon of nuts, because the nuts I really like, and it makes it tastier. All right, sorry, I lied. 4 spoons. All right, so a little bit more nuts, barley, and then your tangerine peel. So this is the final ingredient. I actually don't wash or prep these first. I'm just gonna drop it in dried, which is fine. Normally what you would do is soak it and then scrape off like a little more of the top, because I'm using a smaller piece. It won't be as bitter. There you go. Okay, come with me now as I seal. So for those just joining, today I'm doing soup prep. I'm just packing frozen packs right now for myself and friends. I'm actually out of stock in the freezer. So today I'm going with a Hong Tang Obat, which is a green, red, Hong Tang Obat, Hong red carrots, Tang green radish, and I've added a bit of white radish in here just to change it up because I had extra in my fridge, and then a selection of herbs. So this is how I actually make frozen soup packs. Prep the vegetables, lay all my herbs, counted, and then pack, and then come with me as I see. I'm going to show you the seal. Here we go. Okay, it looks like this. Like that, do you see? And so it's quite simple. This one that I bought, this is the one I bought from Temu. Oh, you know what though? There's something here. In that, what you want to do is maybe leave 2 inches. And because vegetarian soup packs are quite small, because the meat actually makes it thicker, that's what I do, right? So I just wanted a smaller pack to make sure it seals nicer. Slip it in between. Can you still see? All right, sorry, first time going live, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So essentially, you slip it into like these 2 little grooves here. Oh, press it down, and then it should, see? Vacuum it, so completely shrinks it up like that. And then it seals. See, isn't that wonderful? It's like so perfect. And then when this is done, the light, dude, okay. Then what I do is just release the vacuum here and then unclip it like this, and then I'm done. See, isn't that wonderful? I have a soup pack. This is how you do frozen soup packs. It's so easy with that little machine. All right, so vegetarian soup packs are smaller, whereas the meat ones tend to take up a little more space. But the idea is that you create soup packs so that it fits inside your rice cooker or a small pot, because it's designed for a family of like 3 to 4 bowls. And so if you're doing it in a rice cooker, you want to like it's supposed to be easy, right? That's the idea of these soup packs, is that you just cut, or actually you peel, you drop it in your rice cooker, fill to the max line with water, and press cook on rice. And then that'll allow it to cook for about an hour, and then you'll have a soup ready like after work. You could do it in the morning, in a few hours. And this is why I do frozen soup packs. Today I'm making about 4 to 5 of them. I'll keep it in the freezer, or I'll give it to friends. And it's that easy. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, so if you've watched me pack already, you can go and thank you for your support. If you're just joining, today we're making frozen soup packs because I've run out in my freezer, and I'm actually giving some to friends. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I've got my veggies prepped. Okay, and yeah, I made a lot of these stickers because I thought I was going to produce these like a little more formally, but I'm just doing it for fun right now. So, all right, these little bags, you can get this on Amazon or Temu. Stickers obviously are bought locally. And then you put the biggest ingredients first, right? And so it's vegetarian, so like, shame on me, I made these a little too big, but whatever, I'm gonna put them in anyway. So they're going in like this. And it doesn't need to be perfect, honestly, at the end. Like, soups are one of the easiest things that you can kind of like not plate properly. No one cares. And then I'm gonna add in like a few of my white radishes. Not that many for this soup because it's super cooling. Maybe like that. And then carrots. So again, carrots. And then I like to stick my carrots over to the edge like that. 5 dried red dates. No, 5 dried longanies for each pack. And then I'm probably going to do 3 dried red dates. Just again, based on feel for here. And then 2 spoons of barley. The barley is the key ingredient for this soup in that it's meant to be diuretic, in that the barley is great for sup or eliminating dampness from the body. That's what barley is really good for. So I'm using raw barley. There is fried barley as well, which is a little more heat. But again, completely up to you. Raw barley is a little cooler. So that's what we've got right now in the soup packs as I'm doing it. And then nuts. Again, your choice of nuts. All right, sorry guys. I know I'm trying to be very specific here and you use a spoon, but forget the spoon, okay? This is actually how I cook by feel. And then I promise I do posting the full ingredient and the recipes up, but sometimes when I'm just cooking soups or whatever, it's by feel. And then final piece is 1 small piece of dried tangerine peels into the bag. And then there, see, I have another soup pack done. This is actually going pretty quickly. So this is what I said about like making sure it's thin enough, but it doesn't take a long time to actually prep soup packs. And if you do it over the weekend, spend about maybe 1 to 2 hours, you can actually get 4 to 5 soups, and then you can have that for 2 to 3 weeks, which is fantastic. With meats though, it does take a bit longer because I actually blanch the meats, I wash the meats, I prepare them all ahead of time. But with vegetarian soup packs, I don't do any of that. Okay, let's go seal this one. This is the funnest part. I love it. All right, let's watch this again. All right, and I know it probably gets boring and repetitive as you watch me do this a million times. All right, so slip this in here like that. Press both sides and vacuum and seal, right? Do you see? Ooh, it's shrinking. That's awesome. It's like best invention ever. And then now it's sealing. And as soon as that's done, so I just release the vacuum from that. Oh, come on. There. Ta-da! Right? Isn't that awesome? So there, we've got 2 soup packs done. And that's it. That's essentially how you can do pre-made soup packs for your home. And then I'll just put these in the freezer. And because they're actually quite thin, I stack them, right? And they go directly in the freezer, or you can stack them like this if you want to see what they're labeled. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention to you is I actually do write the dates on the corner, like up here. I'll do it afterwards. But just use a permanent marker and write the date of production. And this is just for your own purposes, because at least you know when you made it. So when you're pulling it out of the freezer, you kind of know like, all right, I can still use it, I can still eat it, but I do still drink soup packs from like maybe about 4 months ago, which is still fine. As long as they're frozen, it's pretty good. Okay, so see, I've made 2 soup packs already. And that's it. Thanks guys for watching. I'm going to finish the rest of the soup pack. I don't feel comfortable, like, it's kind of weird. I know live is intended for this design to be live. It just feels weird for someone to be watching me making soup, but I appreciate you being here. Here are the soup packs. I will post a full video online with this recipe. But thanks so much, and have a good evening or have a good day wherever you are in the world. Enjoy your soups. Follow or like for more, and I'll see you soon. All right, now how do you turn this thing off? Oh, all right, bye.